How many times has this happened to you? You and your friend get a cool new multiplayer game together. You start off at the same time, playing together and having a blast. Next time you play together, you find that one of you has been putting in a lot more time than the other, and now they're overleveled, the other person's underleveled, and now neither of you are in the appropriate level range to play together. Now, because of your level difference, just neither of you can have as good of a time. One of you is going to be finding everything way too easy and not getting any rewards out of it, while the other one has to get either carried or power leveled, contributing nothing. And in the end, neither of you are having any fun. Hi, I'm MacLeod. I'm sure this experience has happened to everyone at least once. If you find this happens to you, then what you need is Remnant. All other co-op RPGs stick to the same level systems that we've been using since Final Fantasy and Dungeons & Dragons, both games where you really didn't have these kinds of problems. Remnant is different. Remnant uses a rare secret ingredient called creativity to create a new progression system that is designed from the ground up for co-op multiplayer. To do this, Remnant draws elements from both games like Dark Souls and from roguelites. The roguelite influences come from the fact that the areas are randomly generated, and the random areas that you get determine what you can find. As for the ingredients from Dark Souls, it's mostly the fact that gear tends to be unique and not leveled, so instead you collect unique gear and then level it up to improve it. Remnant's progression consists of a variety of different ways to improve your character, all of which provide different benefits and are found in different ways. The dungeon areas that are randomly chosen when an area is generated will contain either new armor, a new weapon, or most commonly a boss fight that will provide you with a new equipable special ability. Accessories made up of rings and amulets are typically found at a rate of 1 per dungeon or overworld area, although if the dungeon contains weapons or armor, you typically won't find an accessory, but they provide a constant trickle of new loot that can potentially be useful to you. Major bosses, while they're only 1 or 2 per zone type, can give you unique weapons that typically have their own unique special abilities and sometimes fire unique regular projectiles. They're typically similar to generic weapons, but typically with a twist that makes them notably more useful in the right build. While you can gain experience and level up, it doesn't work like most games. Instead, the EXP requirement for each level is fixed, so you're going to be gaining levels at the same rate whether you're level 1 or level 200. Leveling up doesn't directly improve your stats like other RPGs either. Instead, it gives you a skill point which can be upgraded to improve one of many passive skills, each with a level cap of 20, and each providing incremental boosts that do eventually add up. The skills themselves can be acquired by doing various tasks and events, and thus, when you're playing with someone, there's the chance you will stumble across a skill that you do not already have. Money and upgrade materials are always useful in a game like this, and fortunately, they are available no matter what you're doing. Perhaps most uniquely, each map can have a merchant spawn, which, in addition to offering you special equipment that generally cannot be bought anywhere else, they also sell consumable items that can be used for a 60-minute stat buff. Because they're fairly expensive and their uses are limited, it's always good to run across one of these merchants, even if you've already met them before, because it gives you a chance to stock up on these valuable buff items. So with all of these, it creates a rather horizontal progression structure where becoming stronger isn't a matter of getting new gear with bigger numbers, but rather getting new gear that synergizes with what you already have, letting you put together a build that suits your playstyle and becomes more and more effective the more pieces you add to it. This sounds way better for co-op than your average RPG systems, then Remnant might be for you. Remnant contains Souls-like. You should not take Remnant if you're allergic to difficult games or dark fantasy, or if you cannot dodge roll. If you have a history of Diablo games or fast-paced shooters, Remnant might not be for you. Talk to your doctor before starting Remnant.